Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy Shatek, the producer. We here on Conversations on Film. Today, we have... Who got time for this? Another Kendrick Lamar record came out. I don't got time for this.
Yo, they
play that shit.
I'm dead serious.
Neither one of them want to give up.
Serious?
And Drake's gonna come with another one.
14 minutes ago, already at a half 600,000
What's it
views.
called?
It's called Not Like Me.
They not
Oh,
gonna
that's
want to
gonna
give
be-
up.
Oh my
Kendrick
God.
said, I'm in the booth.
Yeah, like we niggas ain't out there
Well,
playing.
Lotto said, get in the booth, bitch.
The greatest hip hop battle of our time.
You saying what is the
Not
greatest
too
hip hop?
much on that.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
too
the
early.
great.
Not
this
too
is
much
the-
on that now.
This is the greatest hip hop battle of our time.
It's too
I
early.
think
You
you
ain't
know
gonna
why
be
you
early.
feel like that. I feel like this is
I
the
ain't gonna be
I'm
this is the
push-ups.
most memorable hip hop battle of right
is
now.
going to
This
be.
era.
It's the only
But I
relevant
can't say
one.
it's the right.
But
I
this
can't
is-
say it's
these
the
are the
best.
biggest rappers
All right,
in hip
put it
hop
like
going
this.
at it.
All right, put it like
That's
this. Shaq.
crazy.
Do you believe?
Uh-huh.
I'm not even gonna go real far. We're gonna say 2 years from now. Will you remember the name of each record?
Not
No.
each record because it's too many.
But here what?
Will you remember the name of 3 records a piece from each one?
Yes.
No,
No,
but picture this.
absolutely not.
He ain't gonna remember them names,
Listen.
Shaq.
These 6 or 7 or 8 whatever records that they put together, right?
Uh-huh.
Just like he said, you won't have no quotables, but you can damn near go a quotable from Ether, a quotable from.
I mean, you got listen.
Wow.
You can always have a quotable for one fucking thing.
So that
All
those,
right?
those
But-
two songs,
I got a quotable from the Kendrick.
those
What'd
two
he say?
songs, those
Huh?
two songs,
Which one?
Ether and Takeover.
Don't tell no lies about
Not
me.
me,
and
I'm
I
telling
won't
no
tell
lies.
no truth
That's
on
what
you.
Exactly.
That's the story with me too.
That
I-
resonated right here.
Same
That's
with
a
me.
caption.
Same with
That's
me.
gonna be my next
Yo,
caption.
Same with me.
remember the A1 steak sauce commercial? Like it hit you here.
Yeah,
That shit hit me here and there.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
tell
The
no
minute I heard
lies
that
on
too,
me,
I won't
and
tell-
I won't
tell
tell
the truth
because
about
that
it.
is the existence of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Like, shout out
That's
to
how
my
it
is.
Aquarius.
Yes.
No, I don't know if
I
he is
always-
either.
I
But that's our
always
whole
said that in my
mantra.
brain.
Yeah, me too.
I always
That's
said
our
that.
whole mantra. First of all, whenever I get into it with someone, the first thing that
Don't
they
let
be
me pull
mad
your
about
card.
me with when I have to apologize, I'm sorry that true shit I said about you.
Yeah.
Because I'm never,
real
when I come
shit.
for you, I'm never going to come with lies.
yeah,
Everything
yeah.
I'm going to dissect
Yep.
you with is going to be the
We're
truth.
so in synergy because
Yeah.
that
Oh,
shit
Aquarius
stay with
are
us.
thinkers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
fine.
yeah. That's a fact. That's
It's like
a fact.
I'm gonna
observant
sit.
as
I get
hell.
along with Aquarius. That's why I get
Yeah,
along.
it's a
Yes,
fact.
yes.
But
I-
go ahead.
All right, we getting ready to get up.
Okay,
We getting ready to
sorry.
get into this shit again.
Get off our own Aquarius dicks.
we here at Conversations on Film today. We got Jada G.
Hey, all my booze and babes and everybody out there. Hey.
We got Hollywood, your boy,
Yo, what's good? I'm here. I'm in the building again.
and we got Thunny.
What's happening?
Yo, first of all, I just,
AKA the black jelly bean. What's happening? What's happening?
yeah. Speaking of the black jelly bean, hey, pause. I just gave him his phone, right? And guess who's the cover of his photos on his front of his phone?
Him.
His goddamn self.
Of course, it's
I
me.
love that for him.
It's me.
Hold on, but do you got
you
your?
get-
Are you your
Yeah.
your screensaver on your phone?
He said, twin, where have you been? Nobody
What
knows me like I do. No, right?
Yo.
I ain't mad at him.
Look,
Listen, I'm not mad.
How
I'm
about I
making a
give you
joke.
I'll send you the put the picture on the screen underneath and I'll show you what it is. I'll screenshot it and say, come on, man.
So any of y'all have y'all self as your screensaver on your phone?
No, my
I got my
screensaver on my
kids.
phone. Me and my kids. Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
picture
me
of me
and
and
my
my
kids.
boys.
I got a picture of some shit I took out in where was
St.
that?
Martin?
Say no,
All
I was
right,
in
but-
Dominican Republic one time.
But
Nah, I
then
got
what's
me and
on the
my kids.
inside of your phone when you open it?
The blurred version of what was on the outside. But
What's on your inside? It better be you and your wife.
Yeah, it is.
No,
No.
it's just my wife.
Ooh.
Man, look at that picture. Look at that picture.
That's a good picture. That's a beautiful picture. Yeah.
nah, so
Okay.
you should change it. You put that in the front, and because when you open it, because that's me. Once you go inside, that's me.
What are you talking about?
She's in the front of your phone, and you
No,
should
but-
be on the wallpaper in the back.
but I'm on the outside because if I put my phone down or something, or if
somebody
I'm in the
might take
warehouse,
it.
they know who phone it is. It's me.
all right.
If that's what you want to
Somebody
say.
touch my phone, they know who phone it is. It's me.
Well, you ain't gotta try to look cute in the fucking picture, nigga. What you doing?
not cute,
Pause.
Listen,
Anyway.
my mama told me I was handsome. I'm handsome. All
I know
right?
that's right.
You know
Say
what I'm
that
saying?
shit with your
My mama told me
chest.
that since I was young.
Yo, so all right, we had Conversations on Film. Listen, we're gonna get into a little bit of
A little bit of everything.
relationship shit.
A little bit of everything. 'Cause that's what we do.
Why else would Jada be here?
Right. And
Really? Really? I resent that. I resent that.
Okay, let's see what Jada G got to say today.
So this is Conversations on Film with Shatek. And today, you know when I say that means Conversations on Film with who?
Jada G.
Jada motherfucking G, because she gonna run the show. She runs the show with certain shit like that.
Okay,
You know
I
what I'm
got
saying? Like when certain shit, she be knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm
So,
here for you.
and I know she knows, so I gotta make sure. You know what I
I
mean?
appreciate that. Listen, I'm here for you, and I'm here for you.
Wait. Listen, I'm working on getting some staff.
Okay.
So you know the Jada G show will be coming soon because I need. It costs money to have these motherfuckers come in here and record
But-
these cameras.
Right.
Jada, she's just a bomb. Like,
Yeah,
it
she's
is
right.
what it
her
is.
own
She
entity.
always
You
been
know what I'm saying?
talking her shit, doing her thing forever.
Listen,
I love my black men co-hosts.
As long as you do.
There's Beyonce
Forever.
and them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
So we're gonna start first with Jeezy and his ex-wife. What's her name?
Jeannie Mai.
Jeannie Mai. Talk
Mai?
about it. What's
Okay.
happening?
Well, Sha, I'm glad you asked. So recently, if you've been watching what's been going on, first of all, you know, a lot of us, we couldn't believe the snowman had got with Jeannie Mai.
Got with the Chinaman.
Yeah.
Joking.
You know what, lo mein. A little bit of Ed Fouillon.
Homemade.
Yeah, homemade. Well, you know, so Jeannie Mai, if any of you follow her, she was one of the co-hosts of The Real that was on Fox 5. It's now canceled. And one of the reasons why a lot of people were kind of like, not so much shocked, but we was like, was because one of the comments that she had made prior was that, you know, she dated black men. She's dated all type of men, but she said black men were for basically for sex and on the side, and white men were for marrying.
Okay.
She was married
Crazy.
to a white guy previously. They got divorced, and then the snowman came and with a blizzard, dragged her up, you know. So it was a very much of a whirlwind, very much of a fast courtship, and just as fast as it popped, as fast as it fizzled. And in the end of 2023, Jeezy filed for divorce, which was a shocker because usually, statistically, men don't file for divorce. So for him to
we
file for
usually
divorce,
deal
we was
with
like, what had happened? He filed for divorce, and in the beginning, she was not saying anything. And for all the fellas and people out there, and all of you are married, you know when a woman doesn't say anything, it means that she has a lot to say. I knew. I was waiting. I said, you know, this ain't going to go the way we think it's going to go. He came and did the interview about his healing with Neyo Long, and I said,
Yeah,
that I knew it wasn't going to go right. So, anywho, recently, what has come to light, he filed for divorce, and then the gag was he took her for full custody of their daughter, and that's when the gloves came off. Because recently, Jeannie Mai has alleged that the snowman has been physically violent with her. There are counts of domestic violence. She did produce receipts where it was done in a hotel, how the hotel staff had to step in.
This is all alleged.
Alleged.
Well, no, this is actually documented. They have
What's
documented.
documented?
It's still alleged.
Okay, fine. It's
Still
alleged.
alleged.
What's documented
She-
exactly? What she
So
had?
she
That there was an altercation.
so she basically produced receipts in their court case that TMZ has gotten a hold of, and where she had documentation from the Ritz-Carlton where the security had to be involved, where they saw it on camera and they came to her aid. It's not like she called them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's making
Gotcha.
the context of it.
Gotcha.
We'll dive deeper
Yeah.
into that. So after that, which Jeezy vehemently denied, he said, you know, that he never, you know, all of it's going to come out. And then today, they added us to the group chat again when he submitted documents stating that she is in fact just basically obsessed with him, and she's basically doing this and was upset because he didn't want to have another baby
kid,
with
yeah.
her.
Right.
Yeah.
So they have added us to a group chat that we did not ask for. A lot of black women, especially on the blogs that I've been seeing, the feeling is you chose her. You know, a lot of times as black men, we've seen it with the Kanyes, we've seen it with Jeezy. It's kind of this thing where black women, we automatically are supposed to come to the rescue, the cape, the protection of black men solely because they're black, but in hindsight, we're not picked. So it's like, bruh,
So
what you want us to do with that?
So I got a little input on this, right? So
Yeah, we just brought up what the hell?
hold on.
dynamic.
So I got a little bit of input, right? Because I did read Jeezy's book, Adversity for Sale, right? And a little bit of his background. His dad was in the military, right? And his dad was stationed in Japan.
Okay,
So that's where that's
The
where
Asian affinity?
That's where the Asian affinity came from, and I didn't know that until I actually read the
So
book.
did he ever live there with his
Yeah,
dad?
he did.
Oh, so
he
then
lived there for a while
so
with
he's
his
a part of
dad,
that
and then he
culture,
got in
okay.
trouble.
I guess it's the
over
same
there.
way
So,
like the white kid, like the black
So
boys
he
who go
said-
to white prep schools.
yeah. So when he said when he moved to Japan with his dad for the
Tyreek.
time that he was there,
Yeah.
when he was there, the first girl he ever like really felt actual feelings for was an Asian girl. So that kind of explains the reason why
Gotcha.
he had that affinity for Jeannie Mai, because he felt like, you know what I mean, when he was there. The book talks about a lot of things. So Jeezy is really a secretive person, right? He's very very private, right? And even though, you know, we have his history of him being with BMF or being around a Big Meech and being around the BMF people, he never really talked openly about his connection with them and stuff like that. He really always watched the statute of
Agreed.
limitations. He's always been like that, right? So now in the book that I read, which, you know, I'm a big Jeezy fan, so I paid attention to it. And I always liked how he moved and the way he's actually glowed up as an individual. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard because sometimes people see you as one thing, and then when you become something else, you start talking about healing or reading or studying and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to see someone go from being a snowman and being this street guy to becoming this entrepreneur and this person that's doing this thing, right? So I wanted to find out what that was because, I mean, there's a bit of me that resonates with what he is, right? The thing about the relationship with him and her is, and this is where it kind of gets tricky, is sometimes when you're with a woman, there is no leverage for you as a man. There's nothing that you can say bad about a woman, right? Because the minute you say anything bad about a woman, then you get hit with, for one, you're not a man.
Like cancer,
Exactly.
I agree with that.
So
That's a fact.
for the fact that he's in a relationship with her and he filed for divorce, and let's not forget that they're saying that she had an affair with Mario Lopez.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's
Look,
that's
Jada G.
alleged.
Jada G.
Okay, I didn't
Allegedly.
know.
She knows this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's an alleged relationship with her and Mario Lopez. There's,
Her work husband.
Yeah, her work husband. There's pictures of them holding hands and being very close to each other, then whispering in each other's ears and being close. And there's text messages, all that kind of stuff. And that's the reason why people said initially why Jeezy backed out of the relationship, because they allegedly had sex. Mario Lopez. And Mario Lopez is married. Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Slater.
Slater from Saved by the Bell. So, and I mean, so him.
He slayed her.
Slater slave.
Shots here all week, y'all. Right? So, as you said, men don't usually file for divorce, right? And then him
Nah, it
being.
takes a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Him knowing that he stands to lose a lot because he has way more assets than she does,
Well,
right?
they have a
prenup.
ironclad prenup.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's what I'm saying.
But that's also a part of it too. She's trying to contest it because she's actually alleging infidelity on his
him.
part.
yeah. But
there's no
but
proof.
when you're in a relationship as a woman, you can claim anything. And
it's more
likely.
believable.
Let alone
Yeah.
you're gonna be one of those. He's the big black gangster guy, and she's the little tiny
Asian woman.
You know what I mean? It's always gonna be
Well,
that kind
there
of a
were
narrative.
a lot of things that they're saying that cause a demise and breakdown in a relationship. One of the things that has also been speculated from his camp is the involvement of her family. Now, if you watch a lot of
Her mom
her
is in
social
everything.
media, her mother and her brother
Yeah.
literally were living in their household with them.
Yeah.
And which now, when you talk about culturally, that is something that is prevalent in Asian cultures where the family dynamic takes a big part in the raising in the village. However, it's kind of like, well, damn, like, is we married or is we married to them? And also, one also can say, too, she is way more public than he is.
Yep.
You know, you saw all of her TikToks. You've seen all of her social media. And I dare say he did bring that point of relevancy to her. Wasn't nobody really checking for Jeannie Mai like they were when they became this sort of it couple.
Yeah.
And she capitalized off of that. Whereas, you know, he kind of was a little bit more private, even if he was a star.
Yeah.
You didn't really know about Jeezy, unless you knew about Jeezy.
Yeah, nobody knows the totality of Jeezy's private life. You hear what he tells you in the music, you know by affiliation, but you don't know his private life. when him and Jeannie Mai got together, you had pajama pictures and shit like
Yep,
that, you know, on
yep.
the internet. Where you thinking this is Jeezy? this is not the snowman I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And Jeezy in the pajama pictures, and mind you, he the book I read was very insightful, right? Because it talked about him going to therapy, and you know, what I mean, he's very big on going to therapy and him linking with different mentors and people that are spiritual people that are giving him insight on a lot of things, and you know, him wanting to have full custody of his daughter is because he feels like, you know, his relationship with his previous kids weren't that connected, right? So you're trying to change a lot of things, and people are not allowing you to do that because they want you to be the person who came into the relationship. Bro. Okay, they know you for
get
it.
that. I get wanting to have a connection with your child, and I think one of the things that definitely became a conversation on film, but on the on social media was about the fact that a lot of times women have this overwhelming feeling that the child is inherently theirs and like you're part of the father, you know? And I think that that to me is something that we do need to change the narrative. When you go in and have a child, the kid is not more yours simply because you birthed them. But a lot of women do, we tend to feel that way. So and it's not fair to the father.
In a situation where you have a good father, right, who has more resources, right, who probably has more access to things versus her, right? Why can't he have full custody of his daughter?
Well, why did he need full custody? Now when we say, here's
Why
my
does
thing.
she need full custody?
I don't think. Well,
Just
but she didn't ask. She actually they wanted to offer joint.
Yeah.
You turned around and did it. And my thing is this. You know, like when you have
Who has living custody?
She has the physical custody. But the reason why he
joint and living in.
But the reason why he also did ask for it too was because he did file in the court papers that she was gatekeeping the child. In other words, she wasn't allowing him to see the child. When she was allowing to see the child, she had to monitor where, how, she had to be there. And as women, it goes back to it again. We sort of think that we are in control of our children, that our children are inherently theirs, and kind of the father kind of gets the bypass when you give it to him, and that's not fair.
So if you're a man that's been in a situation like that before, where you had your kids, because the situation with him and his older kids is similar, where he had a relationship with his son when he was younger, and then as he got older, the mom poisoned his son towards him,
allegedly.
Right. So if that happens all the time. I'm not making that up. I'm not even going to say allegedly on this because we know that happens all the time, right?
Because allegedly he was beating his other kids' mothers too. But we're going to go around that.
We're going to say allegedly about that, but the part about women poisoning their kids against their fathers is not alleged. We know there's tons and tons and tons of situations with that, right? So we're not even going to say allegedly. But
I remember one of my daughters told me basically that's what happened.
Yeah.
Always bringing me up and shit that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that.
I'm ready to start talking these 2023.
Yeah,
that boy is liberated. Somebody free Shatek, the producer.
Listen, women are able to poison or to talk negatively more about fathers who aren't in the home. Let's go there. Because most likely in those situations where the mother is able to poison it, it's because the father is not in that home.
But he's not allowed.
He's not allowed. If they don't live in the same home.
He's not allowed. He's not allowed.
I'm saying, if they split, they split. What if they split on even terms? You're saying not in a home. You're saying it from a point of like
he doesn't want to be there.
No, I'm talking about like abandoning, or he's like the parent that just pays the money, or the parent that just sees them on the weekend. A lot of that comes from bitterness because they wanted it to work and it didn't. Yeah. I'm not saying very rarely, but usually when you are married, you've lived a home life, and where it's not the same because you didn't have that type of feeling there. You were there, you were raised with them, and so it just didn't work out. You're not poisoning that well. That's coming from a bitter place of a parent who just, you probably either wanted that man, didn't work out with that man, or that man isn't doing right by you in your eyes what you feel they should be doing for the child.
So in a situation like Jeezy's where he's filing for divorce, you don't think
that baby's two? That baby too.
That's exactly why you would want custody of your daughter. So you start at full custody knowing damn well you're not going to get full custody. There's no reason for them to give him full custody over her.
Why?
Because
I'm about to say
there is no.
You better talk with Usher. You better talk with Ludacris.
Because
you better talk with Steve Harvey.
Because there's no there's no indication that she's doing anything abusive or
right.
anything to the child.
But that's the point, Rick. Why ask for it?
You start
with joint.
What if start high? Hold on. But what if he sees that he can be more of a parent to her, being that your mom has to go out and work and leave you with your.
Does he not work?
Yeah, but guess what? He has residual income.
He has
where
literally-
he doesn't have
He
to
don't
go
have
to work.
every day in his life.
Yeah.
He can work from the home.
He don't
downstairs,
have
office.
like he's not like on tour all the time or nothing like that. He can chill the fuck out.
And he has he has a really huge real estate portfolio now. He don't gotta do nothing. Money's coming into him every day.
I get that.
But the thing is, the negotiation starts high, right? Because you know there is no indication that she's a bad mom. As far as we know, right? And then when we start negotiation, then we end up with joint, right? So you have to start high because if you start up with joint, then you ain't gonna end up with a situation where you're only seeing them on the weekend,
or it might be supervised.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. Okay.
So that's where it starts off. I think it's a good move for him to try to do that. Also, that if you're talking from a legal standpoint, that builds up your reputation for someone to look at it like, okay, listen, this guy wants full custody. He has to be a reason why he wants to be so involved in this child's life. He can't be this negative of a person from a divorce standpoint that this person is saying he is. So, all that works in your favor when it's time for you to negotiate and when it's time for you to file for your divorce.
I just hate that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just about even with joint custody. The parent that has custodial custody has all the power.
All the power.
Even with
no
joint
matter
custody,
what
it
that
doesn't
shit.
matter because then you can have joint custody. They still don't let you see the child. Now you got to wait to go back to court to enforce it and all that. So
90
the person
days
with
for the
custodial,
court date.
Yeah.
they have all the power. They know all the power.
I just hate that when just because adults choose to not be together.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden now we have to
absolutely.
move into all of these legalities
Absolutely.
to raise our children. Like it's just like, come on. I hate that for them.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean-
and maybe he sees something that he needs to be there for her. Like if the mother is living in the house, the Jeannie mom's mother,
The grandmother.
she's seeing that. Typically, most Asian people do not approve of
Black
interracial
culture.
relationships.
I agree.
I'm not just gonna say black
culture.
Interracial
Interracial.
They don't
relationships.
believe in if you're not Asian.
Yeah, 'cause
you're
they-
not a
'cause
part
they
of
don't
their
play with white
culture.
people, you don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
They don't.
So he might feel that one, the baby might not be safe or taken care of because they do not care for this child because of that, or he could feel like they're gonna teach this child that this is the only way, like only Asian stuff.
Only their culture.
And
He did. I think that did come
That
out of
was
his
the
camp
thing.
as
And
well.
not for nothing, Shy. If you see Jeannie Ma's mom, she is like she's becoming her own celebrity on her own.
Yes.
Right? And especially within her like their culture, right? I think
The Asian culture.
Asian culture, right? So she's kind of like using her granddaughter as a ploy. Like she has the baby in all these TikTok videos, all these little videos, and she's becoming like this little superstar, like a whole little entity on kind of off the back of that baby because that baby became a star baby, right? So we could see all those things. So all the things that. But as I said, when you're the black guy, you're the big black guy. Sometimes you get vilified and you have nothing to say. We could go back to son that his girl was chasing him and he was chasing her. He was running around. What's his name?
Jonathan Majors.
Majors, right? He was never gonna win, right? Because all I gotta do is take a picture of you in a hoodie, and all of a sudden you go from being Jonathan Majors to being Trayvon Martin. This is what it is, right? So he's always gonna get vilified. You can always go back and say, oh, listen to his music. He's a drug dealer. This is he's always been abusive, and then you're gonna have to now to try to pace the picture like, okay. No, listen, I'm changed and I'm this and it's harder for you to fight that battle because it's an uphill battle because now you've been the snowman for 30 years and now for the last 5 or 6 years you've become Jeezy Jenkins. He uses Jeezy Jenkins when he goes around. He doesn't even want to use the name Jeezy anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
Jeezy Jenkins.
and if you watch even when he's doing interviews, he's not doing Drink Champs. He's not doing none of the
His
regular
image has completely changed.
Yeah,
It's
cleaned
not
it
even
up.
changed. He has evolved.
Yeah, big
and he's
time.
allowed to
Big
evolve.
time. And I love it. I love it.
too.
I love to
And
see
I
it.
love it.
Yeah. I love to see it. I love, I really got him starting off with Neyo Long was kind of a long stretch because that he didn't really fit.
Let me get the blackest of the black.
You know what I mean?
Let me get one of the main ones.
And I
But he did have a thing for Neyo Long, hence the reason why he was on there, right?
So
But like,
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to figure out where they at exactly right now. So
So
what's the
right
end?
now,
So
today, the allegations that came out, basically he has submitted text messages where she was still trying to get pregnant and have a
rekindle
baby
the
with him.
relationship.
Okay.
But it was during the time of it was like something in April 2022 and then in January 2023. So this was
trying to
prior.
trap a nigga,
Basically, she was. I mean, you can't say trap.
She trying to trap the trap star.
Listen, one thing about women,
They will trap you.
usually we want we want our families to work, even when the situation is not the best of it. You want it to work because nobody wants to be able to say I failed, and you definitely don't want to be able to say I failed publicly because you'll be able to look at all of us saying the I told you so's, or you shouldn't have never got with her because she was this. So you're fighting for your family, and a lot of times as women, I'm fighting for my life.
Yo, that's a good
I swear to
segue.
God, I was thinking that.
That's a good
you know,
segue.
I understand. And here's what I will always say to any woman: a baby don't hold a man, and a ring don't either. You can't keep somebody who don't want to be kept, baby. And you can push out 1,000 pick-me's. He will go pick someone else.
Right.
So just know that, like, a lot of times as women, we think that having a child will take away our problems, but really they just expound them. Because now you're bringing into a situation, you're bringing another
Talk that
life.
shit.
And a lot of times, people run away from that.
Talk
If
that
I don't
shit.
really want to be with you, having a baby damn sure ain't going to make me want to stay. Wah, wah,
Right.
wah. Bye, bye, bye.
Talk that shit.
And 90% of men, when they leave, they done.
They're done.
It takes a lot for us to
leave it.
fucking
Yeah.
leave. I said this
Yeah.
before. For
Yeah.
him to, it speaks volumes for him to want a divorce.
Yeah.
Niggas be trying to figure out how to figure out everything. Like, oh, this shit just be all right.
Yeah.
And furthermore, it takes a lot for a rich man to want to walk away because, like
Yeah.
you said, it's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
it
when
is
you
cheaper
got
to
when
keep
you
her.
got your business right when it comes
Yeah.
to that,
But even with your business right, because you can, all right, yeah. So far as the prenup, but now we have a child, so that's child support.
Yeah.
right?
Now we in a
it's a
whole
whole
nother.
nother
We
ball.
ain't playing for that.
and maybe that's the reason why he want full custody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
To have that
To
negotiation.
alleviate
that could be it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That could be it too.
That could be
But
it.
like Rick said, first of all, courts are, as a woman talking as a woman, courts are usually favorable to mothers as long as, like she doesn't, there's nothing, he's not coming out
Yeah.
saying she's not a good
The mom,
mother.
yeah.
So therefore, it's not looking like she.
Even in bad situations, you know how hard
it
it
is
people
for-
be losing their kids.
Well, yeah.
Like some people, you be like, "Yo, you lost your kids years ago. Like, should have been lost them babies." Like,
Yeah.
So it says a lot. But my thing is this. Take us the fuck out the group chat. We don't want to hear y'all shit. We don't care. Public opinion does not all we're doing is basically sitting here chatting, talking about it, conversating on film about your issues, but we can't sway the judge.
And hold on.
But
We listen, maybe public opinion because everything is social. The judge is watching this
Yeah.
and trying to weigh in.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So what
I
it looks
redact
like,
that.
and what it looks like to the public can help. And
Can help.
absolutely.
You're right.
You imagine if Jeezy goes online right now, they do it Kanye all the time.
Right.
He goes online, he rants about his kids, whatever, and the guy comes up back in court, right? If he was supposed to go online right now and start talking crazy about her, calling kinds of names or whatever, that would come back up in court, and then it would affect him negatively.
so
One of the things that go ahead.
no, go ahead.
One of the things that she submitted into evidence is the fact that she feels that there is a danger for her to be able to have custody because she has submitted pictures of AKA 47s in duffel bags on the floor, and the child basically found them. So she's basically saying that he is neglectful as a gun owner. What do you guys have to say about that?
I mean, listen, I haven't seen those pictures myself, so I don't know for a fact, right? But I do
Pull it
know,
up, Sha.
but I do also know the environment that they come from down south or whatever. Guns are everywhere in the house. Are they loaded guns? I mean, that's
They were.
That's another thing.
That was one of the things she
So,
submitted. It was
you
a
know,
it was a loaded. Now there's a video. Pull it up. There's a load and he is basically he had a loaded AK-47 in a duffel bag and it was open. It was out.
but that's where it gets tricky because that can go against her. Because what if the judge is a person that's in a gun club and
Part of the
Yeah,
NRA.
you gotta like
But not
that
even
because the
but-
country's
But no,
completely
but no, but
divided.
but
No,
even
I'm just
being-
saying the
but
country's completely divided.
even being in the NRA, there are certain things that even people who are gun enthusiasts, one of the things like you were saying earlier, yes, do they teach gun protocol, gun safety, gun control to their children? Absolutely. But they also are big on making sure that guns are secure, that the ammunition is away. A 2-year-old should not have access to a gun that's just laying around.
My thing too is she saying that he's not a good dad?
She never said that.
That's what I'm trying to
But
say.
she's saying he's neglectful. That would be neglectful. I don't have to say you're a
That's
bad.
saying you ain't a good dad.
Look. I
saying
don't
it.
have to say you're a bad dad if I say that you leave your crack pipe right there. I ain't saying that you're a bad dad, but the crack pipe is on the table.
But is there any instance that she's never been around for if the child falls and bumps their head? Or
We're not
something
talking
like
about a fool. We're talking about something
I
that could
understand-
potentially take the life of a 2-year-old.
Right, but was the 2-year-old there with the gun? Do we see a picture with her?
Well,
with the gun?
no. We didn't see the picture, but
And
that's
look-
what she's alleging.
That's alleged.
So my thing is when you don't get what you want, you reach for whatever you can get
Absolutely,
to
we do.
defame the
And
other person's character.
How you know the gun is loaded though?
Yeah.
Did she pick it up, go through it, take the clip out?
I don't know.
No, I'm just
Who
saying
has
like
to-
it's
who
so
has-
much.
know.
You know,
So that's
much
what I'm trying to
fine
say.
My
detail.
thing is though, but who leaves an AK-47
If
out
it-
on a
if-
duffel bag on your
listen,
bedroom
if it's not-
floor?
if it's-
because
People-
maybe he felt he needed to be safe.
Yeah.
Listen, people have
Or
whole.
maybe they're not
people
having-
hang up their-
yo,
no, not
gun
even
issues.
that.
If you can go
Listen,
back and find you can find a video with Jeezy and Yo Gotti. I think it's the back to back video. She's in the video with that baby in a bandana in the group in the gang in the gang portrayal hood for that video. Who knows if that's
I feel
even,
you.
who knows if those are real guns?
Yeah, I feel you. But I'm saying, but when it comes, guns is a tricky thing because people love guns.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I'm
when
American,
I'm
I
talking
love
about
guns.
love, and I'm talking about love it to where you have households where you say they have AK-47s on the wall.
Yeah.
Or they
Rifles,
rifles,
yeah.
like they
yeah,
are literally, pardon me, hanging on the wall. So it's all about the state you in, the place you in, the
Yep.
community you in. In New York, none of that apply because everything's illegal in New York.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you know, certain places,
And you
it is
make
a way of life.
And you
where
make a very
it's
good point,
moms,
too.
Moms for guns,
Grandma,
kids, yeah,
Pete
everything.
guns,
And that's New York City too.
Shooting clubs
Because
at 7, 6 years old.
I know
Absolutely.
people in New York State that go upstate every weekend to go hunt deer.
Or go to
all those-
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I was in PA and they had 7-year-olds. They were shooting the shotguns at the disc in the air, and I was like, "Yeah, we're going this way."
Yeah.
It's that serious. Some
So,
people
I mean,
really,
listen,
really
But
take it.
Rick
you know.
also brings up a good point too, because if you're saying that she was in a video with the baby, it becomes, when did this become such a fair factor
Yeah,
for
exactly.
you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
this is who
yes.
you
Yeah,
married.
yeah.
Like when you see them, all the boys go crazy. Like, did you know who you married, Jeannie? Do you know what you stepped into?
Yeah, and maybe
You got to know.
And to some people, that's a fascination, right? And it's
Absolutely,
it's
fascination and fetishization. But I'm gonna let that go.
Talk about
that's
it.
true
Nah,
too.
fact,
That's
yeah.
true too. You know what I'm saying? That's true, and that could go both ways too, because you know he grew up he spent some time in Japan. He might have a
But that's the norm.
fetish
That's
for
the
her,
norm for
too.
us black people anyway. Women and men, you know, we just get fetishized from all types of
Yeah.
races, and you know, it just
Yes.
is what it is when it comes to us.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, definitely.
we're just this
But we'll-
thing, like this fascinating object thing
For
a lot of
everybody,
cultures.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
everybody.
There was something I can't find the clip where the woman was saying that it's okay to cancel co-parenting.
yeah. I saw that.
You remember
What do
that?
you mean about that?
Wasn't that-
I
wasn't
need
that-
more
wasn't that-
context on that.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
in the Drake video?
No,
It was.
no. He just said happy co-parenting, meaning like that had nothing to do with this. What we're
Okay.
saying,
Canceling co-parenting. What do you mean?
meaning
by that?
like
Oh,
she
yeah, I
has
remember that.
she has custody of the kid,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't want to have the father's opinions and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to co-parent. I just want to parent. I want to break from co-parenting with you, and that should be okay.
So why
Yeah.
should
Oh
it get?
yes, I remember that.
So
Yes.
why should it get artificially inseminated? Then like, what are you?
Yeah.
I
But-
feel
Oh,
like
no, what was
okay, so I get what you're saying. So the context of that, for those of you who don't know, there's a video.
Pick and choosing.
Basically, this woman was saying that she wanted to stop co-parenting with the father of her children because he was treating her negatively. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was there for the kid.
But he was there for the kid. I don't agree with that, number one, to the fact of you cannot, again, and it goes back to women feeling as if we have more onus of our children. It's not
Right.
fair because you feel like you didn't like what he said to you, that he doesn't get access to the child that you created. Like Javon said, if that's the way that you feel, then we need to start artificial. We need to be AI. Like AI bots, AI with your box. Get artificially inseminated, but also then you have to know that you're not creating families, you're just creating children.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest problem in the Black community. Too many mothers want to have babies. That's why you have the famous line, I'm having my baby for myself, and then you mad that you being a fucking single mother.
Yeah.
No, pick a box and stay there. Are you having a child to create a family lifestyle? Or are you having a kid that you want a baby shower? You want to be able to say that, I had my baby for me. No. Have your baby because you want to give them something that you never had, which might be a family structure.
But how many women actually are just having babies because they're capable of having babies? And
how many men
hold
make babies?
on,
You know how I feel,
hold on one
shit.
second. You don't let me get to my point.
Go ahead.
What I'm getting to is the whole idea of having a baby because that solidifies your feminine status. That solidifies you as a woman. A lot of women use having kids as though my clock is ticking. I need to have a kid, and it's not really so much about having a family. It's really about this is what makes me a woman. How many women use that?
I
as
agree.
Yeah,
And the
so
peer pressures
I
of the world.
agree.
peer pressures of the
I
world.
agree.
How many-
Societal.
societal pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times their mom is saying, when am I gonna have a grandbaby? And it ain't so much about having a family. It's about solidifying your status as a woman. Say, okay, listen, I'm a woman and I'm having a baby, right?
Sorry, I found the clip, but it got loud. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we gotta think about
Come
those.
on, Sha.
We gotta think about those dynamics as well. Not the whole idea that, okay, listen, someone's just gonna knock you up and just leave you with a child, but are you really wanting to have a family? And then I don't know if you ever seen what you call it, Loud House or what's those cartoons called? The dynamics of a family that's being portrayed on TV is changed, right? So it's not like your typical.
nucleus
I got a
family.
question for
Yeah,
this whole
completely
situation.
different.
Yeah, exactly.
Is she black? Is she white? What is she?
She's Black.
All right, she's back, so I'm about to play the clip.
Or even people feel like, well, regardless of the fact of what
Hold on,
happens,
we
I don't
gonna
want to
start.
talk about black women. Come on, man.
Yeah, I do.
All right, you ready?
Trying to change in 2024.
All right, hold on.
same person. Like,
Give me 1 second. Let me start it over.
Come on.
All right, ready.
Please stop.
Fucking if black women is doing bullshit, they doing bullshit.
Yo, but I don't. I wanted to
has
die in
co-parent
2024.
and heal from the same person. Like that really and truly has to be torture to me. And please understand, like, it's okay to take that time to heal. It's like nobody ever thinks about what anybody doing until a woman decides she don't want to co-parent. Everything is cool. The disrespect is cool. Not spending time with the child. Everything is cool until a woman decides that she don't want to co-parent no more. Now all of a sudden you're not thinking about the child. No, like if there's disrespect still in the situation, or you need to heal from the disrespect and the things that happen, take that time. I'm telling you now, it is okay. Like, don't listen to what nobody got to say. Well, you got to think about the child. Won't nobody thinking about that child when you was being disrespected? Won't nobody thinking about that child whenever somebody was putting your life at risk and your child's life at risk and stressing you out? Nobody, honestly, nobody was thinking about the child during those times, especially not him. So with that being said, please feel free to take all the time you need to heal. Please feel free to take all, especially if disrespect is going on now. A lot of people make it seem like as women, we just supposed to take everything for the betterment of the child. No, the betterment of the child, especially if you are the caregiver, the betterment of the child depends on you.
Depends on you. What about the other
The
parent?
betterment of the child depends on you as the mother. Yeah. So with that being said, take all the time you need and just honestly set boundaries. Like, I can't say this enough. Setting boundaries will let you know who you're dealing with and will let you know why they dealing with you. Set those boundaries. It's either one or two things gonna happen. And set healthy boundaries. I will say that. They either gonna get in line or they're gonna get gone.
Get in line.
And whichever one they do should be okay with you.
Yeah.
And a lot of
There's a lot of triggering things in here.
A lot of triggering.
There's a lot of triggering things, but let's rationally discuss it. Because while I think that what she's saying, I don't wholeheartedly agree with it. There are aspects in it which might resonate, and I can understand where she's coming from. When you say pause and co-parent, right? I can choose not to co-parent with you, but you can still have access to your child, and that.
She didn't make that clear.
And when you listen to it, when she said with the boundaries, I got it. I don't have to accept disrespect simply because you are the father of my child. You do not get to verbally, you do not get to physically, you do not get to emotionally abuse me simply because you're the father of my child and feel that you have access to be able to do that. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Shoot.
Simply because I'm the mother of your child and I should take it and eat it. And when you come around, I open my door and say, here go your kid. And, you know, we make the schedule. No, you don't get to talk to me like that. So when she says, pausing on co-parenting, I kind of get what she's saying as far as you don't get the access to me the way that you want to mistreat me. Now, when she's talking about hindering access to the children, that's where I draw the line, because you don't have to talk nice to me to be able to see your children because they're still your children. However, now guess what? Now, depending on the age of the children, that's where the boundaries and how you interact with me could cause limited access to you getting your kids, because if your kid is 2, you can't call them the same way you could call them when they're 10 or they're 12.
True.
You got to go through me. So now when you're calling me and you like, bitch, why the fuck? No, wait a minute, click. Now you can't have access to your kid because you don't have access to me. So sometimes you might have to be able to change the way a person interacts with you, hence what she's talking about with the boundaries, so that you are able to control how we're going to co-parent.
So here's my triggering thing. I'm only jumping in because I don't want to forget my thought.
Go ahead.
Women throughout this thing called healing and boundaries and all this stuff. What does that mean?
Hold on, fuck that. They don't give a fuck when niggas.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean for you? And what does that mean for me? Right? You're saying boundaries. You're setting boundaries, but the boundaries that you're setting them on your own. You're saying, okay, listen, if you talk to me like this, then you can't come over here. That's not how boundaries are set. Boundaries are set by 2 people, right? Because
absolutely not.
You're crazy.
No.
Absolutely not.
Not by 2 people.
Boundaries are first of all, we're talking about the word boundary. A boundary is something that draws a line or conforms or puts a box in. Go ahead.
When we're talking about our kid, right? Both of us have to be setting the boundaries for what's going to be happening with our children. This is not just you saying, okay, well, if you call me bitch, then you can't see your daughter. That's not how it works. It should never be like that, right? And when you say being disrespected, all that is relative. Boundaries are relative. Healing is relative. Respect is relative. You might think because I showed up to pick up my daughter with my new girlfriend that you're feeling disrespected, and now I don't get to see my child. That's not disrespect.
I remember going to pick up my daughter. I'm not even gonna pick up my daughter. Drop off money to my daughter, and rocks were being thrown at my girlfriend at the time car.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Get off of my land.
So when the words like respect and healing and boundaries get thrown out, sometimes we got to find out exactly what that means before we start saying that, because she's saying that and I'm hearing all these trendy words, these trendy topics and what people say all the time, and clearly she doesn't understand what that means, because she's just saying, okay, well, this is my child, and I don't need you to I don't need you in the child's life. So whenever you want to talk to the child, you got to make sure you talk to me.
Nice. You want to speak to you nice in order for me to talk to my child.
And I agree with that. And that's where I feel like as women, we have to stop that. You do not own that child. You don't.
Absolutely. But what you need to stop doing, and what a lot of women need to stop doing, is stop equating your trauma to being your child's trauma.
Sure.
You feel what I'm saying? You're saying, oh, well, I have to heal for my trauma. You can't talk to me. You chose that trauma-giving ass nigga. And you got to deal with it. Yeah. You chose him. You got to deal with it because you have a child now. It's of age. You have a little child. There is no such thing as, oh, because he talked to me this way, now he can't see his child, and he can't get through the talk to himself. No, that's not how the world works. Yeah. Sorry, honey boo boo. That's not how the world works. Sit your ass down 2 times. That's not how the world works.
And another thing,
you don't control the narrative because you feel that way.
With the boundaries, right? Men can't get no boundaries when it comes to shit like that.
I don't want to keep going on that issue.
For my mental health, I don't feel like talking to your mother or you because I need to figure it out. Oh, you a deadbeat. You don't want to talk to your dad. Keep it out of it. Or I need a boundary. I need to stop paying child support for a little while so I can get myself together. No, that shit is still going to be going no matter what the fuck you got to do.
And you're trying to be a part of your child's life, right? So if you're telling me that I'm trying to be a part of my child's life, yes, there's deadbeat dads. We know that, right? That's not like a far-fetched theory, right? But I'm trying to be a part of my child's life, no matter how minuscule that is right at this point, or how minuscule you think it is, and you're trying to keep me out because you will feel some kind of way in yourself, and then to say you're not gonna pull up with anything up for the benefit of the child, it's selfish. It's selfish because like I'm not gonna put myself through. Men do that all the time. And that's what a dynamic of a family is, when you sacrifice for the kid's benefit, right? So all of a sudden now you're not willing to suck it up, you know what I mean, so that the child will be able to have exposure to experience.
And let's take this there, right? Because now on the flip side of that, a lot of times women are asked to bear and put up with a lot of things just based on the fact of because the father wants to be present. So whenever the father wants to be present, I should just allow it. Like,
no, I'm not saying that.
No. But I'm saying a lot of people will say that. Like I used to hear a lot of times, oh, you gotta always leave the door open. You know, let the kid come up with their own theory, even if he only comes once a year. When do you, as a parent or as a mother or as the primary parent, to me, your most important, your most priority job is to protect the well-being of that child.
You can't.
You
can't protect them from their father.
But the thing about
like,
it,
it's not. No. So do I not get to protect them from inconsistency? Do I not get to?
You can't.
The problem is you
can't, but
can't.
not from their parents.
Listen, listen.
So
Jada, let me
it's okay.
please. Wait, but please let me.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You can't take away the past that child's gonna have to go through. If they're gonna have to go through disappointment through that parent, hurt from that other parent, you can't protect them from that because that is their parent, and that's something they're gonna have to go through. You can't stop it.
Oh, so what you're saying?
You can't stop it.
So what you're saying is because it's
especially
their
if that person's consistent, you can't.
So because it's their parent, then they have the right to experience agony, trauma, disappointment, inconsistency.
You can't.
You absolutely can.
Hold on.
You absolutely can.
To what end? No, you can't.
To the end.
To what end? To what end?
He take you to court. Hold on. He take you to court. He got visitation. He gonna be around him. It's nothing you can do to stop the other parent from seeing his child. It's nothing you can do. If he's not physically abusing him, it's nothing you can do. What are you gonna do?
Okay, that's if
you chose.
No. That's if that. Listen, and here's one thing that I'm always for. Men don't use the court system enough the way that women do.
Absolutely.
But I said most men do not use the judicial system the way that women do.
But the reason
I'm not talking about the reason. I'm just saying that they don't. So because they don't, let me finish.
You cannot put out a blanket statement like that. You're gonna say men don't use the judicial system.
They don't at the rate that women do. They do not.
We do not.
Rick, they don't.
I know that. But reason you say you don't.
I don't. Hold on. Rick, I didn't get the reason. The same way you didn't want me to cut you off.
Wait.
She just said
you're gonna make a point before she get a chance to finish.
My nigga. She's saying the reason doesn't matter.
No, I didn't say it. No, I didn't say it.
You said it doesn't matter.
All right, so let her finish.
In response to what you said, because you cut me off, what I was going to say is that men do not use the judicial system the way that women do. And they absolutely have the access to it. Mm-hmm. But they don't.
You know why? Because we want to fix shit. We want to fix. Hold on. We want to know.
Let me finish.
Oh, you still going?
Yes, I was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because y'all, you know why? Because y'all are doing what men do. You're listening to make a reply.
No,
that's not what men do. That's what women do.
Absolutely not.
That's women doing. Go ahead. Because we know what you're about to say, and we already know what we're going to say. That's the problem.
They said they know what I'm about to say.
Yes.
He already has what you're going to say.
I
know you're the only one, so I'll talk directly to you.
Go ahead.
What I was saying was, men do not use the judicial system usually like the way that women do. And maybe if they did, then they might have more access, they might have more leverage. But usually what happens in those situations, and that's why women usually have more ownership, women usually have more control because they don't go through the court.
That's bullshit.
They don't.
Wait.
That's bullshit. The reason why men don't go through the system is because it's never in the man's favor.
Ever.
So that's
never. When it comes to child support, when it comes to the parenting shit, the custody, it never goes in the man's
That's why
favor.
I was saying why in the first place.
So,
you're talking about Jeezy.
Hold on.
Why do Ludacris got custody of his daughter?
Because he's ludicrous.
Why does Steve Harvey have custody of his
Steve
son?
Harvey and he has $1 billion.
Exactly. Wallace get put under a microscope as soon as we try to go to the court.
Exactly. So here's
What you can do? What can you do? It's not about what the wife can do.
Hold on one second.
Have you ever known a man to go
hold on. I have a homeboy, right? Listen, and
Yes.
this is why.
With even ground. Not with somebody being messed up. I'm saying with even ground.
What's the basketball player? This just happened
You
yesterday.
talking about
We talking about ordinary,
millionaires.
everyday
But
niggas.
we just was talking about Jeezy. This is the whole reason why we
No, we're not.
We
We're talking the court.
What I'm saying is the court system
It's for women.
Exactly, and we're not going to
men
your
can
big
also-
brother. That's your
men
big
can-
brother, the court
men
system.
can also
That's your
benefit
protection
from it
from the
as
black
well.
Yes, they
man.
can.
They
That's a fact.
also can.
They can.
But a
man
lot
can.
of times,
Yes,
and I'm
fact.
not talking about
That's
the
a
one
fact.
who has means to it. I'm talking
That's a
about the
fact.
everyday,
That's a
regular
fact.
nigga. They're
No,
not
no,
going down to the court.
no.
We
Wait,
can't
no,
afford.
no,
We
Jada's
we
right.
can't
Wait,
afford
no.
lawyers.
Usually what
No.
ends up happening is they get sucked there. Maybe if you beat her ass to the punch, you might come
Wait,
out
wait,
better.
wait,
No.
You're
wait,
not.
no.
It doesn't
You
work
might
like
agree.
that.
No,
You
she's
don't
right.
know because you don't
Listen,
know.
listen.
You don't
But
know.
let me
You
tell you
don't
what she is
know.
right about, though. The courts will not deny you rights to see your child.
Thank you.
They're going to give every man rights to see their kids. I'm just saying the first. On the surface level.
Understood.
That's
No,
what
you
I'm saying.
know
Surface
what the
level.
problem with most men
Let me-
is?
can I
Whenever
finish?
you
Can
talk
I
about,
finish?
I'm gonna let you finish.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let
I
you
can't
finish.
now. You gonna get it. You gonna say what
All
I'm
of y'all,
saying.
most men, it's not even more so about the parental involvement or the visitation. Everything always boils down to motherfucking child support. But go ahead, I'm gonna let you finish.
Because it's a money business.
That's not true
and
either.
That's all.
That's
But
not
go ahead,
true either.
Javon, I'm gonna
That's
let
not
you
true
finish.
either. That's not true
Look, we
either.
done jumped
Yeah,
around
let him go,
now.
let him go,
I'm out of pocket.
Okay, good. So, all right, she said we go back to child support.
Yeah, no,
because
I'm
that's
just with the courts.
that's the ultimate thing that goes hand in hand with custody.
But can we get to the all right? So let's bring it back to the general topic, right? Let's not on the general topic.
Hold on, one more thing.
Okay.
You got it? All right. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I remember when I was younger and I was going to the courts and it was like, all right, I wanted to fight for custody. They told me, basically, and they lied to men because men don't know no better.
Yeah.
Especially young men. You got to give her full custody, basically full custody, because it's just saying that the child is living there with her.
Yeah.
Not knowing that I'm giving up all my rights.
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
supposed to get exactly.
Yo, I've
That's
had
supposed to
people
get
that,
parental.
listen,
Absolutely.
my
And that's
home-
what happened
listen,
to me.
I know people.
And my
that-
daughter thought I
hold
gave
on.
her. Hold on, my daughter thought I wasn't.
You
didn't
gave
want-
her up because that's what your mom's gonna tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you gave her up,
But
that you ain't want custody. That's not true, and that's what I'm trying to say. And mad people go through that. You know what also happens? Where you have more assets, you have more money, you have everything, and yet still you can't get no custody. She barely has nowhere to sleep or barely nowhere to stay, but she has to stay over there.
I'm about to say something that's fucked up. 'Cause
Say
y'all
it quickly. Say it. Hurry up.
Go ahead.
You picked her, right?
Nah, that's bullshit.
Word.
You picked the
Because
nigga.
y'all quick to say
Yeah,
that
you
shit
picked
about
that.
us.
That's a fact.
Hold on.
Quick to say that shit about us.
But guess what?
It's vice versa.
Yeah, hold
That
on.
not
I'm with John on this
bitch
one.
shit.
It's vice
but
versa.
we not
It's vice
hold on.
versa.
Alright.
It's
Yeah,
vice
go ahead. I'm
versa.
gonna let you go ahead.
You know
Go
that
ahead,
because we was
finish.
I
want to hear
we
why.
was
Vice
building.
versa.
Hold on,
Why you never
no.
want to hear why?
We was building something together. That's the only reason why we're not the part, and she doesn't have the shit to take care of the child. Because she's gonna go and get welfare. She's gonna do all that because the father is out of the picture as a relationship.
Yeah, but here, but
All right, that's where it goes to. It doesn't matter.
Let's circle back to what Jada said about men having access to the court system, right?
Because you do.
Right. We do have access, right? But the favor of the court system is primarily towards women.
That's a
If
fact.
you're a woman making more than your man, why does the man still have to pay child support?
No, I get it though.
Yeah, it happens.
Because you
gotta contribute, though, Rick. You gotta contribute.
I'm not saying no.
Just because I make more means that you don't get to take care of your
But that's how it works for men. That's how it works for men.
No.
No, I don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
It's just with that you're just paying your fair share.
How many
You're
women?
paying your thank you. You are
Everybody
paying
gotta bring
your
something to the
share.
table.
I understand that.
You are paying your share.
How many men are bringing women to court for child support?
Not much.
Yeah. Why?
Because
they
we
usually
want
don't have custody of their kids.
No, it ain't about
They usually don't have
custody.
primary.
It ain't about
They usually don't
custody.
have
It's about-
primary.
Yeah, they don't
They
have
usually don't have the
yeah.
primary.
Custody, yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do.
No, they does.
They
She's
don't
right.
have the primary responsibility of caring for
Okay,
a
no,
child.
but when
Why?
they
It
do,
doesn't matter
because
about
we
Why?
never.
Why?
Because we're going to handle it without you. We're going to do what we got to do without you.
What you mean?
If we was to have our own child, I'm not going to court to get money from you.
Yes, you would. Yes, the hell you would.
That's what I'm trying to tell Jada. She's not listening. First of all,
so you're telling me if you're telling me if the roles were reversed all those years ago, right?
Yes.
You had primary custody of your daughters.
Yes.
You're not gonna ask for their mother to input nothing.
They can, but if not, oh well. I'm not taking you to court for no fucking man. I'm a man.
Exactly.
I'm gonna figure this shit out.
Plus, you a goddamn lie. You gonna go get that money.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm the same way.
You're gonna go get that money, Shatek.
I'm the same way.
Sounds noble.
I've been
She in
taking
the
care
club
of
shaking her
myself.
ass Monday through motherfucking Saturday.
'Cause that's what she gotta do.
She on her shit. And she ain't coming to see her kid when she want to. Maybe she's dropping off Christmas and birthday gifts. Your daughter crying to about why mommy don't see me. You ain't telling me you ain't gonna get in your bag and make sure you go get her fucking fair
Because
share.
you're not in
You're
bed.
a fucking lie.
No,
And
because
that's
I'm
what would
gonna
happen.
get my shit
And that's what would
together,
happen.
and
that's
I'm
what
gonna
would
get it.
happen.
No, I don't know
You
what
would
type of-
already have
wait a
this
minute.
shit together.
Yeah.
You would already have it.
And
But let me.
we
you're
gonna
also gonna
figure
make
this shit
sure-
out.
You're also gonna make sure that she's paying her fair share because she's not at least because she's not even being her fair share, being a fair good mother.
Perfect example.
And that's what a lot of women do.
When men
you know what? You don't want to be here primarily. You don't want to accept primary responsibility. Well, the least you can fucking do is financially provide for the kid that we make together.
Talk like the man that you think you know about. Cause that's
I ain't
not how
talking
it
about
goes.
you.
I'm not saying me. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Not all men. Not all men are like that. Just like
no, of course not all men are like that. Of course not. Of course not.
Just
but
like
a
at
large
home.
majority of men are like that.
I
I'm
lost the
saying that.
conversation.
Just like at home, right?
Yeah.
Men want to take care of everything if they can.
That's a fact.
That's a
Agreed.
fact.
And-
That's
and-
an absolute
and-
fact.
and- and- and
Absolute
if-
fact.
I agree with that.
Even if the wife is can't take care of it, they're gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
They're not forcing a woman. Like with me and my wife, she pays half the rent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's that. That's that.
Yeah, everything else.
But there's a bunch of other shit that goes on in life that I pay for, that I want to pay for. And if I get into a predicament where I could pay every fucking thing, I'm gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
That's my whole mindset. That's not women's mindset. They don't want to. That's why they run the child support, because they don't want to take care of everything.
I also think that that's a societal thing that makes women like that, right? We have been taught from
But what does society got to do with your situation?
I'm about to tell you what society has to do with it. Women from the beginning of time have been taught that's what we go marry for. We marry for comfortability.
Damn.
We marry for we pick our children's father for comfortability.
For money?
Yes, absolutely.
Say money.
Fine, I'll say
So
it.
all
Money.
of a sudden now it's just money when you're giving it though.
It's just money. Oh, it's just money. And money ain't everything.
But
But
That's the only thing that keeps
how can we tie this into the main topic though?
We pay for the main
Let's tie it. That's how I was
To
trying
tie
to
it
get
into the main topic,
Because I was going somewhere else with what I was talking to you.
should you be able to pause co-parenting? That was what we were all arguing about. And the thing about it is, and Rick was talking about the healing and the boundaries. I think that in order to co-parent effectively, you have to be able to have a relationship that is harmonious. It is
That's a fact.
hard.
Correct. To do it at a good level,
Even
that's a
if you're
fact.
together, when we're parenting, we have to have a harmonious environment. If you telling me you don't want to spank and I'm saying I do want to spank, it's not gonna.
I had a conversation this
we're inevitably
morning.
gonna have conflict.
I had a conversation this morning with my kid's mom, right?
With your wife?
My wife, right?
I love you for that.
And number one thing she said to me, she said, "Do you think we are raising our kids right?" Right? And we sat down and we said, "Listen, what are we giving them? What are they losing? What are they learning? Are they learning wins and losses? Are they getting everything that they want without earning it? Those kind of things. You're having those conversations in your family. You can have those conversations without us being buddy-buddy. Now, this is a conversation, I mean, of course, I'm having this with my spouse in the early morning when we buy ourselves,
In
right?
a harmonious household.
But then, if you are talking about, and this is a question that my wife is asking me about my kids, right? If you're having a conversation about wanting to raise your family well and want to be for the benefit of your kids, then that's something that you're gonna have to ask your significant other or the other parent. Yo, are we doing the right thing for our kids? Are we doing the right things for our kids? If we're doing the right thing for our kids, then we're gonna have these conversations without it being, yo, you're disrespecting me, you're crossing the boundary.
Because they can't get along. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So that's where it always comes from.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that was my original point was stop moving your trauma over into your child. Yeah. The fact that you and him can't get along, and you need all this healing and all that. Why? Because he cheated on you, or you cheated on him, or y'all not together, and now y'all argue, now you do this, now you do that.
But it goes back to what
passing the trauma on
but it goes back to
the child.
But it goes back to what both of y'all just said, and I don't think y'all are hearing that, right? I can't be harmonious if I'm not healed. If I have not got, hold on, let me finish, right? If I haven't gotten over the fact that maybe I lost the best thing to another woman, I'm not healed. If I can't get over the fact that when you used to get upset with me, you might have choked me, harmed me, hit me, yelled at me, I'm not healed. I can't hear what you said. So what she's saying in effect is true. Now maybe the access to part, again, maybe we need to work out how you have access to that. But yeah, when you're saying throwing out those words, that is in fact true. I'm not healed, so I can't hear what you're saying to me. We can't have this conversation.
Who suffers?
What you mean who suffers?
The child, because you're still blocking access. The child needs their father.
Do they?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yo, I'm about to leave because of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, all right.
Did you need your father? You told me your father was the best.
My father was there.
I know, that's what I said.
All right, then. That helped mold you to who you are.
You
that
needed
helped
that
make
love.
you the strong woman that you are today.
That's why I said, Jada, you know I know you. That's why I said that. You know what I mean? Because I know your dad, you know what I mean? You knew your daddy was good to you.
All right, so
that's what I'm saying.
What if my daddy wasn't good? Did I still need him?
Absolutely.
What if my daddy wasn't good?
So you know how to avoid, you would know how to avoid a person that isn't good.
I just don't believe that just because, like, I feel like that's why a lot of people in life are fucked up now, because we just had parents who were just because you're your parent, they should just have, and even the ones who were primarily there, because all mothers, fucked up ass mamas that should never have had custodial rights over a cat, let alone a goddamn child.
Absolutely.
You understand? Absolutely. But because she was my mama, she just got to fuck me up, and now I got to figure out how to unfuck myself and go raise some other kids when I decide to have them.
That was life's path.
No, but the point I'm making is, at what point do we protect children from parents who pretty much should not have access to them?
But that's discretion, though. That's your opinion. Somebody else might see something and say that's not it. What you see?
Listen, I grew up with my dad till I was like 10 years old. Then I left from being with my dad, just growing up with my mom, right? Mm-hmm. No one could tell me anything crazy about my dad. To me, my dad is my hero. And from the age of 10 to where I'm at now, I didn't grow up with my dad, right? The thing is, no matter how good your household is, your kids are gonna have things that they're gonna have to go through. People go through things regardless of if you have two parents, one parent, or whatever, right? The idea is you're trying to raise your kids better than you were raised. That's always just gonna be. So that could be you're going from a 1 to a 2 when the top is up here, or you're going from a 3 to a 4. The idea is constantly improve, but you can't improve by neglecting people or deleting people out of their relationship. You can't say, okay, listen, I want my kids to have a better...
we do it every day in our real
but
life.
not to your parents.
And not for your kids, especially.
You become an adult. You know how many people become an adult and delete their parents from their lives?
Yeah, all right, that's what you want to do as an adult.
As an adult.
No. That's because now I have the right as a full-fledged adult to do that. But what if somebody protected me earlier in life from someone who meant me no good, was toxic, was just detrimental to who I would be?
Who's making that determination?
Who would know that?
You go home right now.
I
call home yesterday. My son is, oh, Daddy, Mommy's yelling at me. And I'm like, all right, let me ask Mommy why she's yelling at you. I said, why? I said, first of all, I want to know why you think she's yelling at you. Well, I wanted that. See? You want it, right? You're making that determination based on what you want, not what actually makes
listening to children.
Sense. You can't listen to the kids. You gotta.
Listen to the kids.
So my idea is, but the thing about with men, and it's not a lot of times with people, and women
too.
Yeah, true.
Women too. I'm saying the parent that is just
I
not.
get your point, Jada, but it's
Listen, you can't, like, perfect example, like listening
so
to
rough.
children.
Yeah.
Listening to children. People love to listen to children, right? I mean, you're basically saying listen to children, make
No.
sure. So how would they would
not saying
know
listen
that?
to- I'm
how
not
do
saying
you know
listen
they
to the
fucking
Listen,
up?
I get where Jada's trying to come from. If there's a destructive person, in her view, the person is destructive, why can't I protect the child from the person that's
because it's
destructive?
just-
Let me
But
ask you a
how do you
question.
know
Let me
it's
go.
destructive?
Perfect example. Javon, perfect
there.
example.
Uh-huh.
Perfect example.
I was just about to.
Perfect example. And now,
Yeah.
should a person who has been convicted, they did their time, they came out, should a person who is a pedophile have access to their kid? Because that's their kid. That's their kid. Everybody quiet now.
It all
No,
depends.
but no,
Hold on,
this
hold
is-
on, hold on, hold on.
What
Hold
is
on,
the
hold on.
situation? What was the situation?
The situation
Jada,
is they
you cannot
touched-
throw out
what-
blanket statements
Okay,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
situation
that's
is,
why-
yeah,
the situation
yeah,
is
so-
the person has been found to molest kids.
Okay.
They touch kids.
Okay.
They touch kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Should they still have access to their child?
They're going to have access to their
No,
kids.
should they? I'm asking you, should you?
They should
Yeah,
because
matter
they're a
of fact,
child.
can't say you can't
matter
have
of fact,
access
matter
to
of
your
fact,
child.
You found that your child's mother touches kids.
Okay.
Would you want her to still have access to your daughter?
That's her child.
Yeah,
though.
but what you want and what you can say what somebody can have is two different things.
Like, listen, bitches be out here having kids with stone cold murderers.
Yeah.
And you want your kid to be fucking
Yeah,
raised by that stone cold
Yeah,
murderer.
no. Do you protect them from that? Do you say no? Do you
No,
cut them off?
nobody.
Because-
no, you wouldn't.
I would.
If you married a gangster, you know what the fuck his life is about.
Yeah.
Word.
That's that. You know what his life is about. I'm not gonna stop my son or daughter from seeing their mother because of the lifestyle they chose in that way.
I absolutely would if I could. I would.
You said if you could,
If
but
I
at the
could, I
same
would.
time,
And
yeah.
that would be poison co-parenting right there. You don't need to be in a household where there's drive-bys coming by. There's people who are out to get
But
you.
all
And if
that
I
shit
can
was
stop
cute
That's
you,
a whole
when
but
you was
it's not-
fucking with him.
No, that's an unsafe situation.
But why
I
did
got
you
you
fuck
for that.
him
If that
though?
was-
Why did you
that-
fuck the gangster?
That's
What you
true.
mean? Why did I? But
Why did you fuck the
the
gangster?
The point I'm making
No,
to you,
I didn't
Shy,
say about
is
that.
if I could, I would not allow
love
my kid
gangsters,
to
bro.
be going over
But
there.
why
That's true.
did you
I
fuck the
understand.
gangster?
That's
understand what I'm-
understandable.
But
understandable.
that's all I'm saying.
point,
There are some situations in which
That is mad unfair.
that ain't no mad unfair.
No, I get what you're saying. If- I mean,
protecting
you
my
won't let-
kid.
You won't let the
I
kid go to
protect-
the spot.
No.
Never let the kid go to the spot.
I'm not
But
letting you go if you like you said, like right, you said
He want to
before-
come pick up his kid and take her to the movies.
No.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
foul.
Get your
That's
life together.
crazy.
That's foul.
It is what it is.
But this is the same nigga that you chose.
Yeah, and you was with him too. You was
You
riding
knew
with
what
you.
the
You
fuck-
was riding him
listen,
with
that's
his
why I
shotgun.
rode off.
But
I got tired of
to
ducking.
tie it in though, you can't she can't choose when to turn off and
Well,
on
a parent.
co-parenting
Yeah.
because she feel like she's not healed and she's not right and because of your own personal trauma,
Or
then
what
you
beef
try to
you-
equate it to the kids.
or what
Because
beef you have
me
with him.
feeling.
Or the
Wait, wait,
or he's
let-
quote unquote disrespectful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How she was saying, you know, the trauma I was going through,
With
and
him,
I was all stressed out, and I had the child in danger and all that. Like, yo,
And-
don't equate your problems to your kids' problems.
She-
Right
but then
away.
but
She trying
I-
to tie it in
Stop
all
that.
as
But I
one.
hate to say that to you, right? I don't think a lot of times we take into effect the mother's mental health. We're seeing in
Fuck the mother's mental
I know
health.
you're saying that until
Fuck the mother's mental health.
until the mother goes and drowns 5 kids in the fucking bathroom, and then you're like, well,
And guess
goddamn,
what?
fuck, what
That
happened
you-
to the mother's
that you
mental
sh-
health?
that you should've
gave her and
Sometimes
dad.
we have to
Until
be-
the father fucking feel like he need to jump off a bridge because the mother always got some shit.
With the same.
Yeah, but he jumped off by himself. She took the kids. You feel what I'm saying
Yeah,
to
because
you?
that's
Like,
crazy. Why are these women fucking hurting the children? We should really look into that. We should look
That
into
is
that.
true. Why you gotta
I
take all the
agree.
kids? Yeah.
I agree with that.
That's
shit.
not-
You
all right,
bitches is
listen.
crazy. But
This-
what I'm saying is,
This is
we
entertainment.
can't just say F somebody's mental health or F their trauma or F their healing because it all ties into motherhood. It all ties into
And
fatherhood
fatherhood as
That's a
well.
fact.
It does.
I agree.
That is 100% fact. You can't be the best parent you are until you're in the best situation you can be in
Yes.
mentally.
Right.
'Cause
Yes.
that's understood. I already said that on the clip. Bring that clip up, shot to
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be the best parent you can be.
Yes.
That's a fact.
I agree.
But once again, like I'm saying, You have a child with somebody. You and that somebody is at it. It's no peace, right? Now you got to make certain sacrifices because y'all both brought this child here. You can't get along, and now you're equating all your trauma and all your problems to the child too. Oh, I can't get over the way we talk to each other, the way you talk to me. You can't see him. You can't have access. That's crazy. That's just a sacrifice that you gotta have for the child.
I agree.
If that person is not physically damaging the child,
take the sacrifice out because I don't have to sacrifice. I'm tired of all that. I got to sacrifice. Jesus paid the price for all of us. He sacrificed enough.
All right, put an H on your chest and handle it. Right. One or the other, because you got to deal with it. One or the other.
All right. You should have access to your child.
All right, that's it. You should have access to your child. Nobody should be able to parent.
Can't cut it off. That's not a switch. Cut it off and off.
I don't want to parent with you.
Because you're not feeling it.
I'm not doing it.
So what about when a parent publicly humiliates the other parent because they aren't doing what you want them to do, i.e. Neyo and his baby mother, ex-wife, or whoever she was.
No, what was the ex-wife? What was she saying? Right now, what she was doing?
Thank you.
Let's give us the premise.
Yeah, give us the...
So, for those of you who don't know, Neyo, the soul singer, who is currently divorced from his wife, Crystal Renee, when he was found to have made 2 outside children on his wife, with Sade, 2 of them. Finesse 2 times. Her name is Sade Bernos. So recently, she went on a rant, her and Neyo, where she put out a video. Her and Neyo were together having a conversation, and she was berating him about the things that he doesn't do. Neyo is currently involved in a polyamorous relationship where he has 2 women. And she was very upset about the fact that when he does pick up the 2 young children, how he has them around the house with the 2 women. There's a lot of things going on, and she was very unhappy about that. Now, to answer that, we don't give a fuck.
Right.
This is what you signed up for when you decided that you were going to have not 1, 2 bastard, and I say that lovingly because they were bastard children because you had them while you knew that he was knowingly married to another woman.
Oh, this is the baby mother.
This is the baby.
Okay.
Him and the wife are divorced. The wife is getting child support.
This is the mistress.
This is the mistress and her children.
Hey, she don't even got a voice. But next, keep going.
And then she thought she was doing something, bringing us into the group chat by releasing the video. Ho, why is you here? In the words of the great Jocelyn, the Puerto Rican princess. Ho, why is you here? Like, we don't care about that. This is like what we like. And it's sad to say because at the end of the day, no. Do I wish pain on any woman? And just because it is self-inflicted drama because you chose, like, what behooves me, what puzzles me, what causes me great bewilderment with you hoes, because there's also another incident going on with, what's the baseball player name? Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
His wife's name is Bree, and she's beefing with his baby mother. There's a lot of this going on where these men of great wealth are creating these side families with these women knowing that you're married.
I mean, you knew who he was.
And
he did it to his other wife too.
He did it to the person that he took a vow with in front of God that he didn't have to do.
So you know he don't care about your ass.
So what did you think was going to happen with you, ho?
But why are these women publicly embarrassing someone because they can't handle a private situation?
Clout chasing.
Clout chasing.
Yo, you look good. Everybody thinks everything is good with you. I'm gonna show you that you're not the perfect person.
We live in a world. That's social media.
Because ideally,
social media.
Ideally what they're trying to get.
Say it again.
You think you're so perfect. I'm gonna show everyone that you're not perfect.
Yeah. Words of envy. Would it even go further? That's envious words.
But also, it's hoping that you'll get some traction. So Shade Room or somewhere else to pick you up, and eventually you become,
which is what happened.
You become famous for nothing, right? And you start generating money off of somebody else's demise for nothing, right? So that's what it is. It's the ultimate cloud chaser package, right? Where it's like, listen, I'm going to say something about some celebrity, try to dig it up, try to find some photo to say something crazy. So later on, one of these sites will pick me up and I'll get a show and I'll go on there and say something even more outrageous. And then there's someone to start paying me for interviews. And then all of a sudden I got to deal with Fashion Nova. And all of a sudden I'm, you know what I mean?
Rick, forget what they say about you. You're smart.
Listen, I'll be paying attention. You know what I mean? How do you think we got the Brittany Renners of the world, right? Who we getting fucked left, right, and center by all kinds of niggas. And all of a sudden she got a 10 million followers on Instagram and she's famous for nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So
Agreed.
Fame
what we
is
need
the
to
new
do is lock
currency,
them
right?
out. Just like you said, we don't give a fuck. Stop paying attention to it. Stop liking that shit. Whenever they put that shit up, tell them to take that shit down,
Well,
and then we find something else.
She ended up apologizing because of the backlash from social media.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people was like, "Bitch, nobody care about you or them kids."
You decide, bro.
He's not taking care of the kids. Why he in here playing the game? Why he keep bringing bitches over here? Shit like that.
Over with to her house. He was
To his
playing the
house.
game
To
with the
his own
kids.
house.
No, he playing by himself.
He playing
and the
video
kids in the
games
other
with
room.
I'm trying to figure
Wait,
out how
she
you
can't-
even know
wait.
what's going on at his house.
She's at his house talking to Zuck with a
Yes.
camera.
Yeah, because they're having a conversation and like you see him. You
he
knew, it
over
was
here
serious.
like-
You knew it was serious because
He
he
got
didn't even have
his
his hat on.
Yeah. Oh, she had his hat on? Oh, shit was real.
He look
He was
like us
stressed.
right now.
He was stressed as hell. He was like,
yeah.
he was looking like, why did I bust?
So
twice
she
in
in his
hole?
house talking about what he doing in his house.
Pretty much.
You playing video games. You got girls here. You got
Fucking
women here.
prostitutes
You
or
got,
something in the house.
In fact,
Crazy.
it was sounding quite wifeish. That's what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sounded like.
like-
It was
Something
giving,
that you are no longer.
Yeah.
No, something that you were never.
was.
Right.
You
You
never
never
was.
Yeah.
And never
Crazy.
will be. On top of that.
Oh, she was the side bitch.
She was
What,
just
what is her
Oh,
name? What's her
side
name?
chick.
Sade.
We don't want to
Sade.
know her name. We
Sade.
don't want to say
Daddy.
her name no more.
Excuse me, Sade. I have a message for you. Sit your ass down. Stand up and sit down again. Nobody gives a fuck what you got to say. All right.
Word.
Over and out.
He's paying,
Who gives a
Fuck
fuck
outta
what
here.
Shawty got to say about this?
he's paying child
What are you
support for the
talking about?
children.
Uh-huh.
He takes care of them. And at the end of the day, that's something that a
Your
lot of
ass
women
down.
need to know too. You can't dictate how he's going to care for the kids when they're in his presence. Just be happy. Just
Wait,
be happy.
just
that-
now, exactly. You know the problem? Don't make me go on my women, man. It's a problem.
Wait,
No,
The part
yeah.
she just said, oh, protect
Is
the
she
child.
black? Is she black?
Because
Yeah.
no. Because
Is
there's
she
nothing
black,
that-
Jada?
She is.
Oh,
Because
no.
there's nothing that. Listen. I said I agree.
Protect the kid.
But there's nothing to be
Jada.
protected
He's
from.
fucking prostitutes in the house.
Jada,
I don't like
Jada,
that,
do you
but-
think black
What's
women
the
have control
difference between-
issues?
hold
Do
on.
they have ego problems? Do they have control issues? And
We
do they
do.
have ego
We do.
problems?
A lot of us.
What's
do.
the difference with
That
that?
is the biggest
That hurt me
problem.
to say.
What's
but
the
we
difference
do.
with him fucking prostitutes and just
Shawty,
regular
did you
fucking
hear what
regular
I just
bitches?
said? You heard
Yeah.
what she just answered?
Yeah.
Is that not the biggest problem?
That's healing.
Yes.
We should just say this. That's,
I
that's,
re-
She wanna
that's-
control
that's-
everything.
That's healing right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shout out to the brother.
Even with the woman healing, I want to heal and don't have to co-parent, and I want to heal and don't have to Yo,
Whatever you need to
want
do is
all
more
the
important than anything.
fucking control.
Well, you know what?
Y'all gotta relax.
Ayala said that a long time ago.
Like-
I remember, who was it? It was a basketball. Oh, what's his name? Gilbert Arenas, right?
All right.
Yeah.
His basketball wife was on the show, and it was talking about. And it was at the time he was going for custody. They was going back and forth. And I'll never forget. Ayala was like, "So why you don't give him the kids? Give him the kids. That's if this is the root of the problem, give up the kids." And she was like, "What?" She was like, "No,
That's my
She was-
leverage.
She was like, "No, you are more addicted. It's not about the kids. You are addicted to the fight and the control."
Yeah.
So a lot of it, and again, I did agree with that about the ownership. It's the onus. A lot of us have, and we do have problems with control. And having your children is
It's
kind of
leverage.
the one thing you can kind of
Earlier,
control.
Yes.
Shah said, when men leave, they leave. Right? A lot of times when they step out, when they wash their hands, that's it. I'm stepping out. I'm done. I'm finished with you. Right? And a lot of times for women, and you said earlier that women don't like the idea of failure, right?
We
Where they say
don't.
like
Yeah,
they look
absolutely.
for the public, it looks bad.
Egotistical,
Right? You're looking like you're listening. You had a, especially when you had a women are gonna say quote unquote a gunman,
Ooh, child.
right?
High value man.
or a high value man. Or whatever.
How did you fumble that?
Exactly.
That's what it looks like. How'd you fuck
So here
up
what
that?
now? When you have a situation where you lost this quote unquote good guy, and for a moment you thought he was a good guy too, so that's why you feel that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't get him back. The leverage that you have is your kids. Then that's where the fight comes in, and it's like, yo, if I don't fight with this guy, I have no relevance in this guy's life. I have no relevance in this guy's life, and I become just a figment of his imagination or something that he has to deal with for a period of time. And let me know, he starts making a bond with our kids, and my kids and him are building things over here, and me and him are not building anything over here.
forget about
We
it.
forget about it, right? So the fight is what you actually addicted to, and that happens a lot too in actual relationships where there are healthy relationships where because he's making all the money and he's the one taking care of everything, the only thing I can do to be relevant with this person is nag or fight or leverage my sex. So it's like, yo, listen, I'm not gonna give him any, I'm not gonna fuck him all the time because if I do and then lose my relevance, then I don't have no skin in the game, right? So all those things, black women are addicted to the fight.
Is it black women or just women?
No.
Black women is
because all my life I had to fight.
It's not just the fight. What are you talking about? The fight? It's being egotistical.
So
It's the power. It's all of the above. Like I'm telling you.
But we know with strength comes ego. You know what I mean? So it's not like we're not saying that black women aren't strong. They are strong, but ego is equated with strength a lot of times, and sometimes
women have way more of egos than men now,
and it's misinterpreted.
Way
more.
I agree.
It's misinterpreted as strength.
With all the strength and the strength. Yeah. Cause y'all been breaking her down.
It's hard
Listen.
Okay.
Y'all been kicking her ass with the truth for about 2 years.
Send help.
How many years y'all been handing her this truth? You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm able to see, like, my new babe. We have lots of in-depth conversations about just like the dynamics of black women and black men. And like one of the things, my co-hosts have been saying it for years, but I was so enraged and fighting it. But hearing it from different perspectives and walks of life of men, one of the things like black women, we do have to learn how to take more accountability of our actions and how we respond, how we talk, how we interact with black men, because
and how you love on your black men.
What you tapping him for?
No,
Go.
This is a clip.
Like we have to take more accountability in how we interact and how we listen to black men, because they're telling us how they feel about us, and instead of us internalizing it, listening to it, and learning from it, a lot of us want to be combative because we simply don't want to say that we are failing at how we love and listen to you. And it doesn't make us weak. It strengthens us. So when sometimes I get on this like, because I feel like I'm fighting for women because I'm fighting for me, but I got to learn how to listen. Like a lot of us, I was talking with my cousin and we were talking about like why black women aren't married at higher rates. But a lot of it comes from the fact that a lot of us are raised in matriarchal homes. We are raised by our mothers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers. But unlike our great-great-grandmothers, those mothers, those grandmothers, they were never married. Why? There was something there. And it doesn't mean that all of us are undesirable, but there were some undesirable traits that left this woman alone. And now she's sitting here with her cat and her dog and you who don't even want to come check on her all the time because she could not learn how to love a man properly. And if you don't want that to be your existence, if you don't want that to be your future self, you got to start listening to the presence of what it is that black men are saying that they don't like. Doesn't mean that they're always right. Doesn't mean that it always applies to you. But as a whole, what can we do to be able to get into a position where we are like our counterpoints or counterpeers who are married, who are successfully in loving relationships and families? What can we do? So I think that is something as black women we just got to be a little bit more receptive to, myself included.
Go ahead. That's absolutely right. I agree with that. And what is the end goal? I think a lot of times when people are having thoughts about relationships and families, what are we trying to build? What are we trying to achieve? Mm-hmm. You only got X amount of time on this planet, and you're trying to spend that time with your significant other and your family. You're trying to leave something of value behind. Any decent man is trying to leave a legacy. That's the only thing he has, is to try to leave a legacy, right? So when you think about trying to be in a relationship with a woman, why is it that we're having this contentious fight all the time between women and men? It's because ultimately we want to have something to leave behind, right? You want to have some kind of a legacy. But if we're not thinking about the end goal, okay, listen, how are we affecting our children? How are we affecting our future? How are we affecting our community? Then that's why we have selfish conversations about not needing women, not needing each other. And then we say, well, I don't need a man and I don't need a woman. And I'm gonna stay over here, or I'm gonna go be a passport bro and do this and that. It don't work, because the only reason that we're not getting to where we need to be, because we don't know what our end goal is. And the thing with these other cultures, they have an end goal, right? Mm-hmm. They know where they're trying to be. They say Asian
have
people,
a plan.
Asian people plan 3 dynasties, 3 decades down the line, right? Or if you go into these most Caucasian households, they're thinking about what school their kids are gonna go to, where the college fund is at. Half of us don't even have a college fund, or even care about if our kids go to school or go to college, right? So we don't have the same long-term goals as everybody else. We don't have an end game, right? We don't see that, okay, listen, I'm trying to leave this for my kids. We're living now in the now, and then that's why we can have these short fuse conversation that get blurred, and then we don't get any progress. And that's what they want too, right? That's what keeps us in the hole, because no one is trying to look down the line and say, okay, listen, if we have a family, we build a team, then we could have this. I told you this morning how I was having a conversation with
It's competition
about whether or not my kids are being raised right? And I'm thinking, we're in our home, right? And before that, we never had a home, right? So now I'm thinking, I don't want to be leaving my kids not being able to handle this home when I'm gone, right? So how am I going to have to build their wealth going forward, so that when they get up, they understand this. My dad left me this home. Now I can take this and do it something else, so I can leave that for my kids and my kids and my kids' kids. We're not having those conversations enough because we're busy thinking short term. We're busy fighting against each other. We're busy competing about who wants to be the nigga in the house. There's only one man in the house. You be the woman in your capacity, and let's get to where we need to go and find out to have an end goal.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't have to be everything so big. Sometimes we got to start with the basics. Can we start with something simple as love and loving on each other the right way? You know what I'm saying? Loving on each other the right way, serving each other the right way. It's okay. It doesn't make you weak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Speak life into each other. Like, it doesn't make you weak to love on somebody the right way and to be able to be submissive in ways. Like, is it? You know what I mean?
That's
not weakness.
and appreciate.
You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah. It's that's not
Rick
weakness, because people act like it. People make it seem like you're weak because of that.
Not women.
See,
women.
there you go.
Not people. Women.
This year, I do not want to rank on women, but I'm gonna say because all right, like, because I'm gonna give you an example, right? And we're not saying names, not bringing people up, but I was somewhere and it was somebody that hasn't been around for a while, and then they were there, and they were laughing, joking, talking to their friends and everything. Food was being served. And somebody said something to the person's wife, like, "Oh, he already talking. Go make them a plate. He better go make himself a plate and stop playing." Mm-hmm. Wow. When did it come to this point? Mm-hmm. It's something as simple as that. It's hurting your pride or it's breaking you down. He's around people. You know what I mean? Like, you go make that man a plate. He's happy. He's in a moment. Mm-hmm. Why is it so? Oh, he big, he grown, he know he need to eat, he better go make himself a plate.
In our community, vulnerability is a weakness, right? And people don't understand, when you're able to be vulnerable with yourself, for one, and accept your vulnerability, that's the way you grow. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, if someone says, "Yo, make him a plate," you feel like, okay, I'm giving in to this person, I'm being vulnerable to this person. This person has something over me. If you're trying to be in a relationship with someone, like a real relationship, and build something, in a marriage, you have to be vulnerable.
That's why women don't want to give head on their knees.
Yo, bro, yo.
Sit on the bed.
When I was growing up, right, they had yo, Shaw's a fool, yo. I had
we gotta light this shit up a little bit.
There was
Y'all crying. Get on the bed. My knee hurt.
There was a poster in my house. There's a placard in my house that said, "It is better to have loved than lost than have never loved before." Right, and that's real, because that speaks volumes about vulnerability, right? That's the only way you fall in love, is by loving and losing, right? Mm-hmm. And then I also saw a thing where people think losing is the opposite of winning, but it's actually part of winning. Right. Mm-hmm. So in order for you to win in your relationship and win in your personal life, you have to be vulnerable. You have to say, okay, listen, I'm gonna give the opportunity to someone else to actually prove their point. Now, can it go left? It does. Yeah. But if you are not willing to have it go right, I want to make another joke.
Huh? I want to make another joke. Why women, like, when they giving head, they don't allow you to put their hand on the back of their head? Put your hand on the back of their head. They don't like that.
No more. Word. New age.
Okay.
All right, listen.
So
Let's carry on.
you can't have the control. They want you to have the control.
Yo, anyway.
You know what I mean? So
Because they wear wigs.
I was about to say that too, but
Yeah, don't throw the tracks.
So y'all do shit without having y'all fucking bonnets on
No,
and shit?
sometimes y'all be aggressive, you know, get that.
Whoa.
See my jailbreak.
Whoa there.
Give me my break
Your
down.
meats.
I don't remember
All
that.
right, but anyway, this was a great conversation. I had to break it up a little bit. Got a little too serious at the end. Listen, make sure.
I like the fact that even when we get all hot, we always somehow kind of like we get real open state and then we get real namaste. It always has to come around. But I like the fact that it can, and that's really what it should be. You should be able to have spirited, passionate conversations, but be able to also see some type of resolution and be able to see talking points. And I think that I pride ourselves on our podcast being able to do that. Like,
Right.
That's why I got to make sure y'all tune in for the whole shebang bang.
Yeah.
Tune in youtube.com/@conversationsonfilm, instagram.com/conversationsonfilm, TikTok Conversations on Film, Facebook Conversations on Film. And you can follow these guys.
You can follow me on my Booze and Babes at the Jada G Show. That's the Jada G Show, not Jada. The Jada G Show on IG and on Facebook. Follow for follow.
She is never gonna follow me back. She's lying. But go ahead.
And on Instagram, you can follow me at Hollywood Your Boy. That's Hollywood YABOY.
All right, and tell them what's on your front of your screen on your phone.
Yo. You can come see me. IG Thunny _got it. Come kick it with Mr. Coffee Bean Black. Holla at me.
I fuck with Thunny because he's a fucking Knicks fan. You only can trust them because they the loyalest shit to the Knicks.
Yeah.
So
They'll say this too though. They're sucking for pain.
Pause.
We winning. We
You
winning.
can follow me on Instagram, Shatek the producer, SHATEK, the producer. You can follow Beats on Film. Yeah, that's about it. And we're out of here.
It's a wrap.
Nice.
Bye.